A very pleasant morning to all my dear children. Welcome back to English Online class of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. I hope you all are doing well and safe at home. Yes? Okay children, so be at home and be healthy. Let's begin our today's session. Today let's take some time to travel to space. Okay? So we are not going to travel alone. We'll have our companions, and our companions are Professor Shanku, his cat Newton, his servant Prahlad, and his robot Bidu Shekhar. So we all are going to travel together to the planet Mars. Okay, let's explore the planet Mars along with them. Okay, so today let's go to lesson 3, The Diary of a Space Traveler by Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray. When we talk about films or cinemas, this personality cannot be kept apart. He is an inevitable part of films. Okay, particularly Indian cinemas. He is not only a filmmaker, children. He has excelled as a writer, as an artist, and also a music director, and his fields of work goes on. So he is a famous Bengali filmmaker of international fame. He is so known worldwide. No wonder why this person has become so talented, because his father is also a renowned writer and his name is Sukumar Ray. And he has written many stories, children, and he has developed wonderful characters like Professor Shanku, young Bengali detective Faluda. So all these are his wonderful characters, imaginary characters that he has developed in his stories. So here we are going to discuss adventures of Professor Shanku. The heading, Diary of a Space Traveler. What do you mean by that, children? It is a diary written by a person who has traveled to space. So that's why it is called the Diary of a Space Traveler. He has went to the planet Mars and he explored many things on the planet Mars, and he has narrated all those experiences. He has written down all those experiences in his diary. That is what we are going to discuss today. So this is a science fiction story. What do you mean by science fiction? Science fiction means it's just an imaginary story, okay children, but has included or used scientific ideas. Means here we have made use of the robot, right? And what is the setting? It is in the space, right? So we have made use of scientific ideas in this imaginary story. That's why it's called a science fiction story. So let's see what happens on the planet Mars when Professor Shanku and his companions travel to there. Professor Shanku and his companions, they set off to Mars in a rocket. Rocket built by whom? Rocket built by Professor Shanku. He is writing down his experiences in his diary, and that is what narrated to us in this lesson. So let's get started. So Professor Shanku, he had set off. Set off means he has started his journey to Mars along with his companions. Who all are his companions, children? His cat Newton, his servant Prahlad, his robot Bidu Shekhar. So they all are traveling together to the planet Mars. They landed on Mars, and after 2 hours he started writing his diary sitting on a mound. What is a mound? It is a pile of earth or stones. Okay, it is a pile of stones or rocks. So he's sitting on that mound, and how is that mound? It is very soft, yellowish in color, and everything on this planet Mars, let it be the stones, let it be the rocks, let it be the ground, everything is very soft and it feels like rubber. Okay, so when he sits on the mound and writes his diary, he feels as if he's sitting on a sofa set because it's so soft. Here, what about the rocks and the stones in our planet Earth? How is it, children? It is very rough and tough, right? It is very hard and rough. But there on the planet Mars, the rocks, the stones, everything is so soft and feels like rubber. So he's sitting on that mound and writing the diary. We told that Professor Shanku is sitting on a mound and writing his diary, right? Yes. So a little distance away from that mound, he could see a red river flowing by. At first, he didn't realize that it was a river. Why? Because it is red in color and looked like a guava jelly. You all know what is a guava, right? It's a popular fruit. It is there in most of our homes, and I don't think there is any Keralites who haven't eaten guava. So it's such a popular fruit. And what about the rivers in our planet? It is usually colorless, or it is blue or green in color. According to the environment, it keeps changing, right? Yes. So that's why he couldn't realize that it was a river flowing by, okay? And he was imagining why there is no noise on the planet Mars. Why it is so quiet? Here, our Earth, it is always filled with noises and sounds, right? During the daytime, we can hear the noises of birds, animals, the sounds of the vehicles, and during the night time also, we can hear the sounds of insects and all, right? Yes. But there on the planet Mars, he was imagining why it is so quiet over there. Is there no life on the planet Mars? Is there no living creatures? He was just imagining about all this, okay? Then he was not, at first he was not ready to drink from that river, but when he saw his cat Newton drinking from that river, he also cupped means just fold your hands like this, and he had mouthful of water. Just after one sip, all his tiredness vanished. After his long travel, he's actually tired, but when he had just one sip of water from this river, all his tiredness vanished. Just then, after that he was worried about the robot Bidushekhar. Why he was worried? Because even though he switched on Bidushekhar is a robot, right? So he switched on Bidushekhar when they landed on the planet Mars, but still Bidushekhar is not moving. Why, children? Why Bidushekhar is not moving? So when Professor Shanku is a creator of this robot Bidushekhar. He has created or built this robot Bidushekhar. Okay. So Professor Shanku asked him, "Don't you want to come out from this rocket, or do you want to stay inside the rocket itself?" So Bidushekhar, what did he say? Danger. So he's telling that there is some danger. Okay. As Professor Shanku is a creator of this robot, he can understand the language of this robot. So when he told danger, it means danger, okay. So still this professor, he kept on asking, whom are you afraid of? What are you afraid of, Bidushekhar? So he told, terrible danger. So his voice was filled with fear. Okay, he can sense danger on this planet Mars. What is a danger, children? What is a danger that they should expect from this planet Mars? As you know that when tsunami hit our areas, it was first the animals who sense the danger. They have acute hearing power far more than humans. So they could sense the vibration or the shaking of the earth before the humans do. So like that, this Bidushekhar also sensed some danger on this planet Mars, and he warned his creator or his master, Professor Shanku, that there is some danger on this planet Mars. But Professor Shanku, he still wanted to explore Mars. So he told that, okay, Bidushekhar, if you don't want to come out, you stay there. But Prahlad and Newton went on to explore the planet Mars. Professor Shanku is recording all these events, all these incidents in his diary, sitting on that mount. Okay, so all these things happened just 2 hours before, when they landed foot on this Martian soil. Okay, Martian soil means the soil of Mars. We are called Indians, right? Indians means the people of India. So similarly, Martian soil. So as the sun rose, he thought he will explore the planet Mars, because it's good to explore something during the daytime, right? When the sun is shining so brightly. Yes. So when he was exploring the things on the planet Mars, he sensed a fishy smell and also heard a strange sound like tintry, tintry, tintry. So he heard such a strange sound and he was turning around to see from where the sound was coming from. Just then he heard a terrible scream, okay, a violent scream, and that scream frozen his blood. Frozen his blood means he was filled with fear, okay. He became frozen. For example, if you're asked to submit your assignments or your projects and it is your last date, last day to submit, and your teacher has entered into the classroom. And so as soon as you see your teacher, your blood gets frozen, right? Yes, you are filled with fear, whether my teacher would give me severe punishments, whether I would be means made to stand outside, or whether the teacher would call my parents, or whether I would be means I would be made to go to home. And also such thoughts or such fears make your blood frozen. That is what frozen my blood. Okay, frozen my blood means just get frightened. That's all. Just get frightened and afraid of. So he was afraid, or he became frightened when he heard that terrible scream. So just then he turned around. He could see Prahlad wrapping this Newton, okay, and running towards the rocket. So let's see what happens. What did they see? Why they were so afraid? So children, do you think Professor Shonku, our Bengali scientist, will he meet any living creature on this planet Mars? Do you think so? Will he witness any aliens? Actually, they are aliens for us, right? They are not from our planet Earth. They are the living creatures on this planet Mars. So they are aliens for us. So will he meet any living creatures on this planet Mars? And how will they look like? How will be the creatures, children? So we'll see all this in our next session. Okay, will they face any danger? Will they create any danger for Vidushekar and Professor Shanku, these living creatures? Let's see all this in our next session. Okay children, so read your text till this part. Do download the notes that are attached. Do attempt the test. That's all for today. It's time to conclude our session. Thank you.